Good morning. This is cause number 2020-06643 in the interest of Elena Curry. All parties, please raise your right hands to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
So, yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
My name is Brittany Bratch. I'm the mother.
All right, sir, your name and your relationship to the child.
My name is Stephen Rollin, and I'm the father.
All right. And counsel, your name and who you represent.
I'm Wes Linenbag, and I represent Brittany Bratch.
All right, and for the state.
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Jeffries for the Office of the Attorney General.
All right, we've got a petition to establish a parent-child relationship. We're having a hearing. That correct, Ms. Jeffries?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And do you have any stipulations?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
All right, let's read those into the record, please.
Yes, Your Honor. The parties have agreed to a temp order with the child support in this case being set at $452 payable by Mr. Stephen Joseph Rollin beginning June 1st of 2021. That the cash medical in this case should be $125 beginning June 1st of 2021, also payable by Stephen Joseph Rollin. The parties have agreed to a geographical restriction to Harris County and contiguous counties. Parties have also agreed to supervised visits for 6 months on the Sunday following the first, third, and fifth Fridays of each month from 12 to 4 p.m. At Market Bar located at 1001 Austin Street, Houston, Texas 77010, and that those visits should be supervised by Lonnie Taylor and an Amber Nicole Rawline.
All right, are those your stipulations so far, counsel?
Yes, it is.
All right, Mr. Rawline, are those your stipulations so far?
Yes, sir, they are.
All right, and so what are the issues?
The issues that we also want to address in this temp order at this time is conservatorship, Your Honor, and potential drug testing being ordered against Mr. Rawline.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to offer in evidence what is marked as State's Exhibit A, the DNA results that show that Mr. Rawline cannot be excluded as a father of Elena Marietta Curry.
All right, any objections, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Rawline?
No, sir.
All right, DNA test report then is admitted.
Yeah.
The report would indicate that the alleged father, Stephen Rawline, is not excluded as the biological father of the test child, Elena Curry. And that's the only child, correct? That was
Yes, Your Honor.
all right.
The state calls Brittany Nicole Bratch. Ms. Bratch, you're the mother of Elena Marietta. Is that correct?
Yes.
And how old is Elena?
10 years old.
Okay. And as far as the day-to-day decision making, who usually makes those decisions?
Me and my uncle. He helps out a
Okay.
lot.
And who is the other person that you're referring to?
Lonnie Taylor.
Okay. If Elena needs to go to a doctor's appointment, who would make that appointment?
Me.
All right. If there was an issue at school, who would handle that issue at school?
Me.
Okay. How would you describe your relationship with Mr. Rawline?
I haven't spoken to him face to face since right after Elena was born. And I've only communicated through messaging on Facebook in the last 2-3 years.
Do you think this court appointed you as co-parents or joint managing servitors that you could co-parent with him?
Yeah.
No, okay. And why do you think you cannot co-parent with Mr. Rawline?
Because it's been where I make all this, I make the decisions. I don't have to include him for 10 years. How am I going to be able to go from that to now taking into account what he wants and all that?
Do you believe that's in the best interest of the child that you be appointed as the sole managing servitor of Alina?
Yes.
Has Mr. Rawline ever reached out to try and be a part of the decision making for Alina?
He reached out when he first got out of jail and asked if he could see her and meet her. And I told him I wanted a DNA test first. And I said, if you want to pay for it, that's fine. I'll go. Let me know when and where. And he took him, I don't know how long, to contact the Attorney General's office. And so, I mean, he's
Here we are.
asked to be a part of her life, but that's all he's wanted, was to see her or meet her.
Yes, I want to be there. I've tried to be there for my daughter since day one.
Sir, nobody's talking to you right now. I'll give you an opportunity to say something, but this is a trial, okay?
Yes, sir. I apologize.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, but besides that, he hasn't ever tried to be a part of that decision?
No.
Okay. Now, as far as drug testing, are you requesting drug testing to occur in this case?
Yes.
And you're asking the court to order that Mr. Rawline should be tested for drugs?
Yes.
Have you ever seen Mr. Rawline consume any drugs personally?
When me and him were together, yes.
Okay. Did you ever consume drugs with Mr. Rawline?
At the time, yes.
Okay. And so you're asking this court that because of the prior drug use that he should be ordered to do drug testing.
At least the initial one drug test, just to make sure, ever since he's been out of prison, that he at least has stayed clean.
And what type of drugs have you seen Mr. Rawline consume?
Marijuana.
Marijuana. Okay. And who do you believe should be ordered to pay for the drug testing?
Him.
Okay. I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor. I pass this witness.
Counsel, you have any questions for your client?
Yes. Ms. Bratch, you are also concerned that he has quite a lengthy criminal record. Is that correct?
Yes.
Including, he was released in 2018 for intoxicated manslaughter and intoxicated assault. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that occurred back in 2011, correct?
Yes.
You're also aware that he has a conviction for assault family member?
I knew about that one, yeah.
And were you aware of the trespass? Because that was actually,
I
That was
object.
me.
Objection. Where's my?
I'm sorry, what's the objection?
I do not have I've not
No.
ever been convicted of assault family violence.
What is your legal objection, sir? I don't believe you
I've-
have one. Okay. I mean, you're gonna have an opportunity to talk, okay? The objection is overruled.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead, counsel.
and then he was also, he was charged with trespass of property against you. Is that correct?
Yeah, I put him in jail for that.
And then he was accused of possession of a controlled substance, which was cocaine. Is that correct?
I honestly don't know. I wasn't aware of that one or there for it.
Okay, were you aware of he had a couple of terroristic threats
Yeah, he told me about that.
and theft and just, it goes on and on, including possession of marijuana. So before he went into jail, he had quite an extensive criminal history. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And you would like him to pass a hair follicle test before the visitation start?
Yes.
Okay. He has been in no position to make any of these important decisions on the child's life. Is that right?
Obviously.
And we're wanting to do this as a temporary order to see how it goes with your daughter, and if there's, some cooperation that the two of you can have, or if there's any problem. So at least for this time, you would like to be named sole managing conservator. Is that correct?
Yes.
Pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Rawline, do you have any questions of Ms. Bratch?
My it's my turn to speak now.
No, no. It's your turn to ask questions if you want to ask questions.
To
I'm
the
going to give you.
witness. Okay,
Yes,
so I can
yes.
finally speak with Brittany. I've been trying to speak with her
You
for
can
3
ask
years
her a
since I've been
question,
home.
sir. Sir, you're making a statement there. Right now, you can ask her a question regarding this case, okay?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So, Ms. Bratch, I would like to know how you feel that I've never been a part of this child's life, never tried to be a part of this child's life when I have since day one, and how it is
Okay, that's
now.
one question at a time, okay?
I'm
Ms.
sorry.
Ms. Bratch, go ahead.
You tried. I let you meet her one time after she was born. And then after that, you didn't try to contact me anymore. And then you got locked up and put in prison and couldn't.
Okay.
And you got out. When you got out of prison, yeah, you contacted me and asked if you could see her and meet her. And I told you I wanted a DNA test done before that happened, just in case.
Miss Bratch, were you married when Alina was born?
No,
You did not have a fiance that you lived with?
no, I was engaged and I lived with him. We were not married yet.
Would you take him to work and come bring my daughter to see me in the middle of the night?
Once
Multiple times?
I did that once.
Even then, she came crying for me, correct? We'll
She was
pretend it
a
only happened
newborn.
once. The
She
question
was a
is,
newborn.
Objection, Your Honor. What is the question here?
she's saying it only happened once, but she's trying to say it not happened. Like, she's trying to act like I didn't know about my daughter and I wasn't trying to be there, and I'm not with that.
I didn't say you didn't know about your daughter. I said you tried. I let you see her once,
That's
maybe
a lie.
a couple of times, and then that was it because you were locked up.
Yes, so
Objection, do you have a question?
I have a question. My question is, when you went to get dental work, did they not tell you what happened, how I killed my best friend, and that you came and seen me in the
Objection,
county? Did you
Your
not
Honor,
come see me in
relevance.
Harris County Jail?
What is the question, sir?
Did she come
What's
see
the
me in the Harris
relevance, Your
County Jail?
Honor?
Did you go visit him at the Harris County Jail is the question.
Yes, I,
Okay.
by myself, went to visit Stephen Rawline while he was locked up in county jail awaiting trial for his intoxicated vehicular manslaughter.
So you do know where I was and why I was not able to make any of the decision-making processes and how I was limited in my abilities, correct?
Yes, I am aware, but are you aware that it was your own fault?
No questions, ma'am. You're not asking the question.
Ms. Bratch, do you believe in change? Do you believe that a person can actually become a better person, that they can go somewhere and be taught how to live their life and
Yes,
become, you believe that a person can go from being a criminal and all they know to becoming a productive member of society? Do you believe this is possible?
it is very, very rare, but it is possible.
No more questions.
All right, Ms. Jeffries, any further questions of this client?
No.
Or Mr. Limback?
No, Your Honor.
All right, call your next witness.
Thank you. The state calls Stephen Joseph Rawline. Mr. Rawline, you're the father of Alina Marietta Curry. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And how old is Alina?
Elena is 10 years old.
Okay. And as far as the day-to-day decision-making in the past, who has made those decisions?
Brittany made everything from day one. The minute she was conceived, I got no say-so in anything.
Okay. And why did you not have any say in anything, sir?
Because after the first trimester, she decided to cheat and I told her to go.
Okay. If the court appointed you as joint managing servitors, do you think you could co-parent with Ms. Brash?
Yes, ma'am, I do believe so, because we all are adults and we can speak and have conversations.
Okay. When's the last time you talked to her on the phone?
To who? To who?
Brittany?
To
Ms.
Ms.
Jeffries?
Brash. Sorry, I'm
To
sorry.
Ms.
When's the
Brash
last
on
time you talked to
like a
Ms. Brash?
telephone number? Telephone over 10 years ago.
When's the last time you had?
The most communication I've had with her has been on Facebook Messenger, and it's me reaching out to her, and her not responding. And then I might get a response 6 months later, and then I might get a response 90 days later. And like right now,
Okay.
she is red and left me on red since October. I've tried to be there. She's not answering me.
Okay. Do you believe it's in the best interest of your child that you and Ms. Brash would be appointed as joint managing conservators in this temporary
Yes, ma'am,
order?
I do. Yes, ma'am, I do. I believe that I know what is best for my daughter, and I believe that she does as well.
Okay. Now,
Because that's the focus, not me and her. It's my daughter.
as far as the DNA test, the drug testing, is there any truth to the fact that you've consumed drugs in the past?
Yes, ma'am. That is 100% facts that I have consumed drugs. I used to smoke weed and drink beer. I killed my best friend doing it. I learned what that got me.
Okay. And you would object to the court ordering you to do a hair follicle test before you did any visitation?
I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I don't see the point of it. I'm not seeing the point of going through all that. I already have parole. I already have all this other stuff that I have. Why am I having to pay more money and go through extra steps and take extra classes? Parole put me through a whole extra stuff that I still go through.
So yes
I'm
or no?
already stressed.
Objection. Not responsive. Mr. Rawline, listen to my question. Yes or no, do you believe the court should order you to do DNA test or drug testing before you do visitation?
No, ma'am. I've tried that since day one. I don't believe this is my daughter. This is my daughter. I don't need DNA or drug. No, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any truth that you've had a prior charge for possession of cocaine, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And when's the last time that you consumed any type of drug, sir?
2000. It was 2 days before Elena's first birthday.
Okay. And you mentioned that you currently do drug testing for your probation?
Yes, ma'am. I am on parole. I once a month go in there and take your analysis.
Okay. So you do not believe this court should order any drug testing in this case before you can do visitation?
Yes, ma'am. I do not believe that.
Okay. I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor. I pass this witness.
Counsel, do you have any questions for the witness?
And it's also true that you were charged with possession of marijuana in 2004.
Yes, sir. I was in high school. 2004. I was possession of marijuana.
Twice with terroristic threat of two separate individuals.
Yes, sir. I went through a phase where I was on drugs. Yes.
And you theft of a firearm, and you've been charged with another theft. Is that correct?
Theft of a firearm, organized crime, killing my best friend. I've been charged with a lot of things, sir. Yes. My paperwork does not look good. But again, I spent 10 years of my life in prison. I am a different person. I am Stephen Rollins. Nice to meet you finally.
All right. Well, you don't think it would be in the child's best interest to make sure that you're not using any kind of substance at this point?
I do believe that. But at the same time, we already have that. I have that with parole. The fact that I've been out for 2 years, I have 2 jobs. I take drug tests as my jobs. I have insurance that I could add her to. I'm out here doing this. And
All right,
with
sir,
me doing
you've gone beyond the answer. All
Yes,
right.
sir. I'm sorry.
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
All right, any further witnesses, Ms. Jeffries?
No, Your Honor.
All right, any further witnesses, Mr. Lindbank?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Rawline, any further witnesses that you have?
No, sir.
All right, anything you want to say, Mr. Rawline?
Sir, I'm just trying to say I know this is my daughter. I talked to her in the womb. I'm trying to be there in this woman is refusing and making me go through every loophole she can and still doesn't want me to. She just wants money. And I don't like it, sir. I don't want to take my daughter from me, but I want my daughter to know who I am.
All right, Mr. Lindenbach, you have any final remarks?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Jeffries?
Your Honor, only that because this is a temp order, we're asking the court to issue a temp order. We're going to reserve the issue of court costs, retroactive support, and surname for that final order, Your Honor.
All right, the court finds it's the best interest of the child to appoint the mother temporary sole managing conservator, the father temporary possessor conservator. No orders regarding drug testing. All other stipulations are approved, and the case is transferred to the 311th District Court for final hearing. DRO mediation is ordered. Anything further, Ms. Jeffries?
No, Your Honor. May we be excused, sir?
All right, excuse.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You guys can log back into the other Zoom just so I can answer questions, and Mr. Lindenbank, I can get with you very quick. Okay?
Okay, very good.
Log back into the other Zoom, Mr. Rollin.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Ms. Turner, are you here on the Charles Lee Ray Johnson child case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we have other parties that are present.
Yes, both parties are present. Ms.
Okay.
Walters is joined by Zoom and Mr. Johnson is joined by phone.
All right, folks, unmute yourself, please. This is cause number 2020-78832 in the interest of Charles Lee Ray Johnson. All parties, please raise your right hands to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am. Please state your name and your relationship to the child.
My name is Devin Walters, and I'm the mother.
Are you on video Zoom?
No, I'm just on the phone Zoom.
You're on the phone Zoom. And Mr. Austin Johnson, you're on just the phone. Is that correct?
Yes,
No,
sir.
I believe Ms. Walters is joined by the Zoom app.
There she is.
Yes, yeah. I didn't know if I needed the video. I'm sorry.
All right, sir, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Austin Johnson. Nothing. I'm not the father. I love
All
you.
right. You signed an acknowledgement of paternity, is that correct?
I guess so. Yes, sir.
Okay, so right now you're the father. All right, for the
Okay.
state? For the state?
Marcella Turner.
What are we doing today, Miss Turner?
Your Honor, both parties are aware that they both signed an acknowledgement of paternity. However, both parties are requesting to challenge that AOP and asking the court to grant DNA regarding this child.
There is a possibility that he's not the father. Is that correct, Miss Walters?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the reset date, Miss Turner?
The reset date will be July 6th of 2021.
July 6th?
6th. Yes, 6th.
Okay.
A pen. Oh, I have one. July 6th.
All right. DNA testing is ordered and the case is reset to July 6th, 2021.
At what
Thank you, Your
time?
Thank you.
May we be